The best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. Happiness does not lie in amusement. It would be strange if one were to take trouble and suffer hardship all one's life in order to amuse oneself. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. The aim of the wise is to not secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. It is absurd to hold that a man should be ashamed of an inability to defend himself with his limbs, but not ashamed of an inability to defend himself with speech and reason, for the use of rational speech is more distinctive of a human being than the use of his limbs. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Life is a gift of nature, but beautiful living is the gift of wisdom. Young people are in a condition like permanent intoxication, because life is sweet and they are growing. The many are more incorruptible than the few. They are like the greater quantity of water which is less easily corrupted than a little. Bad people are in conflict with themselves. They desire one thing and will another, like the incontinent who choose harmful pleasures instead of what they themselves believe to be good. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. It is possible to fail in many ways, while to succeed is possible only in one way. It is easy to perform a good action, but not easy to acquire a settled habit of performing such actions. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. The happy life is thought to be one of excellence. Now an excellent life requires exertion, and does not consist in amusement. If eudaimonia, or happiness, is activity in accordance with excellence, it is reasonable that it should be in accordance with the highest excellence, and this will be that of the best thing in us. Hope is a waking dream. Whatsoever that be within us that feels, thinks, desires, and animates, is something celestial, divine, and, consequently, imperishable. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. Today, see if you can stretch your heart and expand your love so that it touches not only those to whom you can give it easily, but also to those who need it so much. For though we love both the truth and our friends, piety requires us to honor the truth first. The final cause, then, produces motion through being loved. Friendship is essentially a partnership. Just as at the Olympic Games it is not the handsomest or strongest men who are crowned with victory but the successful competitors, so in life it is those who act rightly who carry off all the prizes and rewards. Anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. All friendly feelings toward others come from the friendly feelings a person has for himself. The heart is the perfection of the whole organism. Therefore the principles of the power of perception and the soul's ability to nourish itself must lie in the heart. If a man of good natural disposition acquires intelligence, as a whole, then he excels in conduct, and the disposition which previously only resembled virtue, will now be virtue in the true sense. Hence, just as with the faculty of forming opinions, the calculative faculty, there are two qualities, cleverness and prudence, so also in the moral part of the soul there are two qualities, natural virtue, and true virtue cannot exist without prudence. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, therein lies your vocation. These two, your talents and the needs of the world, are the great wake-up calls to your true vocation in life. To ignore this, is in some sense, is to lose your soul. Music imitates, represents, the passions or states of the soul, such as gentleness, anger, courage, temperance, and their opposites. The seat of the soul and the control of voluntary movement, in fact, of nervous functions in general, are to be sought in the heart. The brain is an organ of minor importance. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. It is this simplicity that makes the uneducated more effective than the educated when addressing popular audiences, makes them, as the poets tell us, charm the crowd's ears more finely. Educated men lay down broad general principles, uneducated men argue from common knowledge and draw obvious conclusions.